How's it going, everyone? Nick Salzman here. Hope you guys are doing great today. Just had a beautiful weekend down at the Rasani Fair Spring Expo. This is always a great event. Get a chance to meet people, and yeah, wanted to get some off here on video while it's still fresh. So, house clearing 101. This is what I want to talk about with you guys right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys kind of my process on how I'll find a space, identify what's in a space, and then do a clearing on the space. So I know you guys can refer to my other videos about some of the techniques with the ha and the breath. So I encourage you to check those out. Paranormal investigating, we're gonna do a little bit of that today so I can show you guys what we're doing. But other than that, would love to show you guys how I get this done and hopefully share some knowledge and give you guys some tools to work with. So here, let's check this out. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a printed out picture of an undisclosed location, one that I assure you has quite the history of being haunted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we go ahead and tap into this, and I'm going to pull out my other chart, and we're going to kind of identify what's going on there, okay? So I had just basically have a pendulum. I'm going to use the Smith 2.0 one. I love using this because it's quick response, and it gives me an opportunity to get a quick little read. Those of you guys that like a small, fast pendulum, this will work. So the first thing I'm going to do before I get started is I'm going to ask to call in my own protection. And I ask that to surround myself in the highest light, keep me protected from all negativity, but only beings that reside in the highest of light be allowed to help me at this time. We ask that we repel anything that doesn't serve our highest good health and well-being. Thank you. So after we do our prayer, we start off with a little bit of gratitude, and then we ask permission to do this. So we say, universal knowledge, thank you for this day and allowing us to serve the light. Do we have permission at this time to get a read on this building's energy in the photo? Okay, so as you can see, I get a big yes to it. Okay, thank you, Claire. And I'm going to say universal knowledge. I ask that we scan this building in all rooms, all levels, all closets, all bathrooms, all attics, all basements, all areas of this house for any earthbound spirits. Let it spin. Now it's balanced, and I say, okay, thank you. Do we have the presence of any earthbound spirits in this location? Yes, I do. Okay, so what I have is I have a little chart right here that I'm going to use to kind of help determine. Okay, I'm going to pull this out the way. Now, when you're using the photo of looking at a location, I usually do this just on my phone and then my chart's there, but because I'm using my phone to record right now, I printed out the picture. So either way will work just fine. So right here, I have a little bit of a chart that's going to help you show you some of the things that I encounter along the way. I'm always down to send you guys one of these for free, so just let me know. You can message me and give me your email address, and I'll send you one to help you, okay? So the very first thing that I want to do is we got confirmation that we have the presence of earthbound spirits in our house. Now let's figure out how many and what kind. So the first thing I ask is universal knowledge. The place in this photo, how many earthbound spirits are inside of it? Okay, 6. Here we go. All right, so we have 6 that are located in this building, right? So I'm going to ask, okay, of those 6, how many of these are non-human? 2. Okay, thank you. Out of those 2, what is the strongest of the 2 non-human spirits? Okay, this is a type of jinn. This is a shaitan. These are the ones I find that are usually associated with magical stuff. Thank you, Claire. We ask at this time, right? Now that we know that there's one of these, we ask, is there anything attached to it? No, there is not. Okay, thank you. Now show us, what is the second strongest non-human spirit here? Interesting. So this is a Rakshas. This is one that you hear about more in like the Vedic and Hindu mythology, but these are ones that usually you find them around temples, sometimes out in nature. But either way, these things can very much make their presence known. Is there anything attached to this Raksha? No. Okay. Okay, thank you. So out of the 6, we've documented 2 of them that are jinn, so we're going to be able to connect with both of those at the same time and do the clearing. But let's figure out what else we got. Universal knowledge. Of the 4 earthbound spirits remaining, what is the strongest of the 4? Okay, so what you have here, is a collective. This is an overdose of alcohol. So this is usually alcohol related deaths, whether it be alcohol poisoning, alcohol overdose, or just kind of like died with alcoholism and stuff, I guess you could say. So this collective, what happens is when somebody dies of like cancer or suicide, or maybe some sort of drug or alcohol overdose, sometimes they don't believe that they're dead. They still feel very much alive. And so they go to these places that still serve this stuff. And then they hang out with other people that have a similar vibration. They have a similar trauma or a similar belief. This is what keeps them in resonance. And oftentimes this person will drink themselves to unconscious, which allows this person to become attached. And then the cycle continues, and then the other person passes away later, and now there's two of them. So that's how you start making collectives. But how many are in this collective? Man. So here we go. So with the third strongest spirit in this house is actually comprised of 7. So here's where it gets a little deeper. Do we have anything attached to this collective? No, we don't. Okay, thank you, Claire. Universal knowledge. What is the third, or what is the strongest, fourth strongest? What is the fourth strongest entity in this house? All right, once again, another collective, but this time with kind of drugs. So how many are in this collective? 6. Okay, is there anything attached to this collective? No, thank you. Okay, last but not least, what is the 6th strongest entity in this house? Earthbound human. So this is a single, another person overdose of drugs. Is there anything attached to them? Do we have any other earthbound spirits? Okay, so we've been able to label what we have. We have 2 non-human spirits, one of them being the Shaitan, one of them being a Rakshad. None of them have anything attached to it. We have 4 earthbound spirits, first one being the strongest of alcohol overdose, comprised of about 6 or 7. The exact number isn't really that important. What is important is just finding out if there's anything attached to it, because if there's anything attached to it and we don't get to that and clear that, then the clearing doesn't really work. So we have the overdose of alcohol, we have the overdose of drugs, we have an earthbound human spirit. Right now, I would say we're on top of everything. Okay, so when we actually do the clearing, there's a few different ways that we can do this. For me, I like using wooden pendulums. I like the wood. For some reason, it works well with what I do. And I can do distance clearing with it. I can do in-person clearing with it. And I can do work on myself with it. So I don't know if it's too big. You can't really see, but I have my Anubis pendulum that I'm going to use. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this over the photo. Okay. Just like this. Let me put it in the camera. Okay. I'm going to hold it over the photo. And the first thing we're going to do, the first things that we clear is going to be our non-human spirits, the jinn that I always refer to in some of my videos. So they're the first things that we want to clear. So what I'm going to say is, I'm as a universal knowledge at this time, do we have permission to connect mentally with our jinn brothers that are in this location? Send them healing energy. Okay. I get a yes right away. Thank you. We ask to do so at this time. Nice steady breath in. We should have the connection now. Universal knowledge, do we have this connection with our jinn brothers at this time? Okay, we do. So I'm going to say, greetings, brother. My name is Nick. Can you hear me at this time? Okay, they can hear me. And I'm going to say, thank you for joining me. Are you in any pain or discomfort at the moment? Okay, get a yes. I'm going to say, okay, no problem. I can help you remove your pain. Would you like for me to assist you? Okay, not a problem. I'm going to say, relax, open up, and receive this healing energy. Universal knowledge at this time. I ask that we remove all pain and cure all astral lesions in our jinn brother from the beginning of time to the present moment. Thank you, Claire. I'm going to move this down so you guys can see a little bit more. Okay. Universal knowledge at this time. I ask that we depolarize all negative mental stimuli, neutralize all toxic emotional trauma stored in the bank of memory and energy field of our jinn brother from the beginning of time to the present moment. Universal knowledge, I ask that we send nourishing, unconditional love energy to our gym brothers. Allow them to feel full, content, and complete once again. Thank you. All right, you guys feeling a little bit better? Yeah, we get a yes. I'm going to say, are you guys wanting to join your family back in your home dimension? Yes. Is there anybody else there with you, angry, upset, I'm talking to you? No. This is what we ask to make sure that there's nothing attached or blocking the clearing. I'm going to say, no problem. Well, I can help you get home. First, can you look around the room and tell me, do you see a being of light here? Okay, yes, they do. This is going to be the person that's going to be able to help you. So how you develop this relationship with this being of light, this guardian angel or spirit guide or whatever you want to call him, is going to be up to you. But just know that there's one assigned to you that you can call upon that's ready to go to work. And so we say, no problem. And so for me, at the moment, Gabriel's the one that's working with me. So we're going to ask to call in Gabriel. Thank you. All right, brother. Is there anybody else there with you trying to talk to you? Thank you. This is Gabriel. Is he asking you to go with him? Thank you. Will you go with him, brother? Thank you. So I call forth my highest light. I ask that we surround, protect, heal, and keep our gym brothers in the light. We ask now to remove them from this house and from all timelines, future, past, present, and parallel, known and unknown, and ask that we merge them back with their home dimension, divinely, instantly, and painlessly. Let peace and tranquility follow you for all eternity, brother. All right, do we have the presence of any more of our Jinn brothers at this time? No, we do not. Okay, so now that we have our Jinn taken care of, we can now work on the earthbound human spirit. So for me, what I usually use is the Nova or Supernova. Blue-green frequency seems to work really well for this. Green frequency works well. Blue frequency works well, but for some reason, the combo of the two really helps the human side of things. It's a really good pendulum to help use for healing people that are alive and deceased. So we're going to use a Supernova. I'm going to say, okay, now that we have 4 different spirits, and some of these are comprised of many, what we can actually do, rather than try and clear all of them one at a time, is we're going to ask to connect to the higher self of all of them at the same time and send them healing energy simultaneously. So this will speed up the process, and it's just as effective. So I'm going to say universal knowledge at this time. Do we have permission to connect to the higher self of all earthbound human spirits that are within this building? Thank you. We ask to do so at this time. Gentle breath in. Universal knowledge, do we have this connection at this time? We are connected. Thank you. Can you guys hear me at this time? Yeah, I get a yes. My name is Nick, and I greet you in light and love of the Creator. Can you tell me, are you in pain or discomfort at the moment? You get a yes. Thank you. Well, I can help you remove your pain. Would you like for me to assist you? Yes. Please relax, open up, and receive this healing energy. Universal knowledge at this time, I ask that we remove all pain and cure all astral lesions and all earthbound human spirits in this house from the beginning of time to the present moment. Universal knowledge, I ask that we depolarize all negative mental stimuli and neutralize all toxic emotional trauma stored in the bank of memory and energy field of all earthbound human spirits in this house from the beginning of time to the present moment. Now, this last step, which makes them different than working with the jinn, we can send them nourishing, healing energy. With human spirits, we have a Christ spark, we have a soul. This is our connection. So we're going to ask to send healing energy to the Christ spark. So this is the difference between healing and clearing humans and healing and clearing jinn, is humans have a Christ spark and the jinn do not. Universal knowledge at this time, I ask that we send nourishing, unconditional love energy to the Christ spark of all earthbound human spirits in this house, to allow them to be full, content, and complete from the beginning of time to the present moment. All right, is everyone feeling a little bit better? Is there anybody else there with you? Angry, upset, I'm talking to you. Okay, no one's there blocking the clearing. Is everyone here wanting to go to the light? Yeah. Anybody here afraid to go to the light? No. All right. Well, I can help you get there. But first, can you do me a favor and look down in the middle of your chest and tell me, do you see a light here? Yes, thank you, Claire. This is the way. I ask that you look into this light, gaze into this light. Now take a deep breath in with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Universal knowledge, have we successfully cleared all earthbound human spirits in this location? Yes. Do we have the presence of any other earthbound spirits in this location? No. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to follow it up using the same pendulum. Once again, a green frequency pendulum will work well for this, like the Furba or that Smith that I was just using. And what we're going to do with the pendulum is we're going to ask that we neutralize any stagnant mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual trauma stored in this building, in this land, from the beginning of time to the present moment. Universal knowledge, I ask that we transmute all stagnant energy into pure, unconditional love. Universal knowledge, I ask that we change the radiostatic color of this building to blue-green energy, optimizing peace, health, happiness, and well-being.